Welcome to What the Friday with Burch and Burch, the father-daughter game show where we earn points, even though the points do not matter, for candor and humility as we flesh out whatever topic comes to the top, floats to the top.
Floats to the top.
Floats.
Just like the ice in my Bloody Mary.
Ice never, I feel like you're not getting this.
I put ice in Bloody Marys.
But I feel I think ice sinks is the thing, right?
It doesn't, no. Ice floats.
Always? Yeah, it does. You're right. The Arctic. Oh, God. I was like, no, that's stupid. And you're like,
well, you were kind of into the humanities, stupid. Not so much into science. So.
Ice sinks. Oh, my God.
That's because you drink whiskey and you only put it up about halfway on the ice cube, so it feels like it sinks.
Yeah, except
that's the issue.
That would mean the only thing I ever put ice in is whiskey, and that's not true. I've never seen ice in water before. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway.
Granted, you didn't sleep well. Everybody, Morgan did not sleep well last night. So
I didn't sleep well, and it's been a very interesting day where pretty much everything has not gone to plan. And some days
it takes a lot of energy when you deal with a bunch of crap that changes up on you, and you're at the same time tired. You don't have a lot of horsepower because you're so tired.
Yeah. That's the key difference, because if it's chaotic and everything changes and I have tons of energy, then I think it's fun. It's like invigorating. It's a fun challenge and I love it. I'm like, oh, wow, okay, I'll take it. But when I'm really tired. It's
incredible to be around her during that time, especially if you don't feel the same way.
True. I'm probably less insufferable as this version of me.
I like this version of you.
Do you really? There's
not really. Kind of.
Please say no. This is not an often version. Anyway, wait. Okay, so
I like every version of you, honey.
Thanks. Most of the time.
Most of the time.
He thinks in his head.
That's right.
I like every version of you just as much as you like every version of me.
There you go.
Okay. So we have been talking this week a lot about leading better, because we show up. We have meetings every single morning at 9 a.m. with our team. And I called Dad after one of our meetings and I was like, I'm not doing well. I feel like a petulant child when I show up to these meetings, and I'm the leader of, we're co-leaders on this team, and I should show up to the meeting owning it. I don't know what's wrong with me that the meetings are happening to me. I didn't say that line. You said that line. And it was like, yeah, exactly. You were saying, yeah, I want to be better at these meetings too. I let these meetings happen to me every morning. And then we started talking about, like, how do we do our business not so that it's not happening to us? We're not just taking whatever comes and trying to do our best with it, but creating our own destiny and business and client base and making the most of the meetings and owning everything in our world. And we were I personally was not doing that.
Well, I think don't take it all on yourself. I think we were both doing that. It's easy. It's so easy to get in a rut. Not just in that specific situation, but in so many situations. Like back when I had more businesses and more employees, I would schedule meetings, and managers would schedule meetings that I would attend. And I got in the habit of not being proactive about my life. You know, one of the Stephen Covey things.
Yeah.
Not being proactive, and I let the meetings happen to me. And you kind of get that, I got to go to another meeting.
Right.
I'm going to go to the meeting, and I'm going to have to listen to a bunch of crap I don't want to listen to. I'm going to have to do some stuff I really don't want to do. Oh, well, I guess that's the way it is. I got to go.
Even if you said it yourself. I think that's
and I was the president of the company. You know, it's like there is no food chain above me, really.
Yeah.
It's like it's really not anybody else's fault.
I'm like, wow, you're forcing me to do this, but like, who?
Yeah, I got to go to that employee
I'm forcing
meeting.
myself. It's like I'm mad at my past self for making me do this.
Right.
Yeah.
So and I got in that trap. But those meetings are pretty early, or not pretty early, but they're in the morning. And I'm enjoying my morning up until that meeting, and it's the first thing that I really have to do. You know? I'm
really enjoying my meeting in the morning until that meeting.
And actually, I enjoy the meeting, but yeah, just like you, I would, Jay, our assistant, basically she's like an office manager. She's awesome. We love her to death.
And she does not do that.
She always shows up present, prepared, ready to go, and she runs the meeting. And we just got in the habit of letting her run the meeting. And it's like, well, it's kind of her meeting, and I wonder what we're going to have to talk about today. Right. But she's really doing the stuff for us. And that's the problem. We're not showing up. We're showing up for the meeting,
which
but
makes
we're
me
just
feel
letting
like
it happen to us.
A bad leader, because I am in that moment and in that way. I have been a bad leader. It's
easy to be that way. I think we can all do that.
She's so good. And that's what we were talking about. We're like, we have this high-powered person and if we're looking at the business as a structure we're creating, we're all tools for that. We're all
adding value in our way to whatever.
Yes. And she's so high-powered, and and we hired this person, and we hired her from the Philippines because the Philippines is lower cost. And we did not expect to have somebody this amazing. And she is so good.
She's amazing. Love her to death. But we have to do more we have to be present. We have to show up. We have to be proactive.
Yeah. We have to rise. And that's things. I mean, yeah. So rising to the occasion of our, not just our dreams and our goals, but our team and our team members, because she's a team member. So, she's hungry to do great work, and I want to be great for her and for Emma and for Marco and for you. And for Mom, who's also on our team, I want to be that person. And so I was asking you about that, and you made this comment of preparing, and instead of letting the meetings happen to you, if you prepare before. And will you explain a little bit about that? I think it's super useful, and maybe
I think it's
for other people.
For some background, back some time ago, not long after you were born, as a matter of fact, I went through the facilitator training for 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I got to fly to Utah, went to Stephen Covey's compound, actually met Stephen Covey, and did some training with him.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, you were pretty little at the time. I don't talk about it much. But Stephen Covey had a number of books, but the big book was 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And there are 7 habits. And the number 1, which is what brought it up in this conversation, is to be proactive. Focus and act on the things that we can control and influence, and then don't worry about the stuff that we can't control and influence, but make sure that we are engaged. And we weren't doing that with our morning meetings. We were just letting them happen to us.
Yeah.
And then the 7 habits, if you want, I can rifle those off pretty quickly. Second habit was begin with the end in mind. Obviously, that makes sense. Put first things first. What are the priorities that you're going to do after you have that end in mind?
Yeah.
Then the next thing, think win-win. How is this a win-win for everybody? It should be win-win or no deal. If you and I can't be partners in our business relationship, if there isn't a win for me and a win for you, we shouldn't be doing it. It should be 1 + 1 = 3. So which moves into another habit. But seek first to understand, then to be understood. That's a thing that you do and practice all the time.
Thanks.
It's like, okay, let me understand you first, because I know you won't hear me until you feel understood. You just naturally have always done that. So you're awesome at that. The next one's synergize, which is that 1 + 1 = 3. Look for those, not only the win-win, but how can we take your win and my win, and we both end up with 3 instead of just the 2, your 1 and my 1. And then the last one is sharpen the saw. You spend time just getting better at it. And they always use the analogy of a guy out in the woods cutting, and he's just cutting and cutting and cutting, and he's just taking forever to get through this log. And somebody comes up and says, "Why don't you sharpen your saw?" And he says, "I don't have time. I'm too busy cutting." Where if he just sharpened the saw, it would go way faster. That's a great
analogy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's going to change the way I do everything from now on. That one. Wow.
I just love that Covey stuff. I need to get back into it because it was amazing.
We should do it. Dad, I bought the book. You have the book. And I have the online version too. We should do it like a book club, you and me. Well,
we could do that.
Yeah, we can read it at the same time.
We could get other people to do it with us.
Oh my gosh, that would be really fun. Join our 7 Habits for Highly Effective People book club. And
we could do that and do like 1 habit a week and just do it for 7 weeks.
Yeah.
And be done with it.
Yeah. And then we have like a Zoom meeting every week that is, hey, everybody, okay, let's go. Each person gets a few minutes to talk about it. If you would be interested, comment, please, or DM.
Well, that was spontaneous. Now we have something else to do. We're being proactive.
We have so many. I try to be proactive. You know, the one thing I want to say about the 7 habits, besides the fact that sharpening the saw just rocked my whole world, is the first 2 that you said sounded like Simon Sinek, start with why. Like, start with why. I've been doing that in my life a lot since we had that conversation. And I used to do it, but since we had that conversation, and now before I go do anything or most things, I ask myself, wait, why? What's my main goal? What am I hoping to get out of this? So when I go to physical therapy, I'm like, I want my ankle to be even stronger than it was before I shattered it into a million pieces. And when I go to the meetings now, before I get into the meeting, I'm like, why am I in this meeting? Who do I want to be in this meeting? And how do I want to help other people in the meeting? How do I want everyone to walk away from this meeting? How do I be my best self here? And that has made it so much better. So thank you.
Cool. I love it. That's the way it should be. I have trouble with that because your mood is like, where are you in the moment? It's so how much of our day, your day, my day, anybody else's day that might be listening.
Yeah.
How much of that day do we filter through the current mood, so that whatever our current mood is changing?
Right. 100% is the answer. 100% of the day 100%. Is filtered through your current mood. 100%.
Well, but I think a lot of times it's filtered through it. But I think a lot of times when you're focused enough, the filter doesn't distract you. Like beginning with the end in mind. Here's where I'm going. Like today, you called me. You're like,
but are we going
to be able to do the What the Friday thing? It does. But
having an end in mind is an uplifting, optimistic, hopeful.
So you changed your filter, is what you're saying.
Yeah, beginning with the end in mind automatically changes the filter. It automatically changes the mood. It's good. It's good stuff.
It is good stuff. I love that stuff. Well, now I want to go get my book and say, all right, let's get off this. I want to start reading my book again.
Let's do it. I really hope people join us. That was our entire list of things we were going to talk about this week. So.
I'm sorry you're not feeling too good. You'll be all right.
I'll be all right.
But you're back in your apartment. I don't know if anybody knows that, but Morgan's totally on her feet. I think Monday we're hoping you might get out of your boot, maybe, right?
Or partially out of my boot. Out of my boot or partially out of my boot. We'll see. So we're getting there.
You're hoping that you can drive on Monday, right? You get the green light?
Yeah, well, he basically gave me the green. Well, I'm fine. I can drive.
I don't think that's true. I think he said, we'll see at your next appointment, which is Monday.
Yeah, but I feel pretty good. I may have driven today.
You've been such a good girl.
I know, but I had no other. The alternative was Uber, and all the prices are so high right now, and I just couldn't.
What'd you have to drive for?
I got my COVID shot.
That sucks.
What?
They just approved me at 58 like last week, and I just got my first COVID shot a few days ago. First availability, and now here you are,
approved like
30 years younger.
A few days after you. Yeah.
Anyway, that's okay. I think it's awesome, and I hope everybody gets vaccinated, and it's all great. But it's like your mom and I waited forever to get that, and we're like, oh yeah. We had friends tell us, oh, you can do this to cheat a little bit, or you can do this and kind of cut ahead of the line. And we're like, no, we don't. Yeah.
Yeah,
we've made it this far without it. We'll just keep wearing our masks, washing our hands. Everything.
We don't want to erode our integrity.
Not because we don't do that anyway. It's because we do that so much that we don't have a lot of integrity left, right? We want to keep our little bit we've got.
Yeah, maybe dignity, but yeah, you got plenty of integrity. Dignity so much, I don't know.
Not when you post those videos of me on
people
Instagram.
Love those videos. You love them now too, I think. totally unrelated to
Need
all
more
this,
dance moves.
because we give ourselves a 30-minute window and we're only at minute 15, and this is totally unrelated, but we kind of talked about this. We've talked about dating a lot on this show, about me being bad at it.
Let's make this clear.
About Morgan, not Deb. About Morgan dating a lot on this show, because it's like on my mind. But part of the reason it's on my mind is because it's something we haven't talked about, which is kids. I have 0, but I'm about to be 29, and I have always thought I would have like 6 kids, which I recognize is a lot. Okay, I recognize that it's a lot, but I have a lot of energy and love to give.
You may feel differently about that after the first one.
I probably have 1, and I'll be like, never mind. No, one would be torture for that poor child. Can you imagine? Generally, I have a lot of energy, and imagine all of that energy be focused on one kid. That kid is going to be.
Imagine this. You know how you feel right this minute? You know how you feel today?
Yeah.
Forget doing anything you want to do, or even having the idea enter your mind. I think I'll take a nap. I think I'll go to bed early. I think I'll just like lay down and put my foot up. No. Those thoughts won't cross your mind at all. You'll be like, hey, wait a minute. Don't touch that. Okay, now let's do this. Okay, so when's that program? Okay, got it. All right. All right. When's the appointment? All right, I'm going to go there.
Good for me? I don't know.
Did you just poop in your pants? I thought we were past that.
I know. Okay, you're right, but like Catherine Lechtenberg has a bunch of kids. I've always thought she was an incredible woman and mother.
Yep.
And
you can do it, and you will.
And maybe I don't want to. Maybe I won't. But here's the thing: is that
But there's no going back. That's something.
Don't wait. Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. No.
There's no going back.
There's no going back.
I also don't want to rely financially on anyone ever. So if I have a bunch of kids, which is a very expensive thing to do, but I refuse to do it with a partner who pays for everything. I want to pay for everything. I don't want to depend on anyone. So I have to make a lot of money before and during.
You have some conflicting rules, which might be part of the reason you're still single.
Probably. I'd like to hear these.
You'd like to hear them?
Yeah. What conflicting rules?
Okay. You want?
Yeah. Come on.
You want to make a lot of money.
Yes.
So that you're not dependent on anybody else, which means you have to work a lot.
Yes.
You love to have control. You want to have kids.
I'm just assuming. I don't want to put any expectations on another.
And at the
person.
same time, you want the opposite things that surround that. So let's just, I don't know. I can't get my head on quick enough to get there. You just maybe need to lighten up. And I know you don't like it when I talk about balance. And I don't mean like a perfect balance, but maybe not so much perfection and a little bit.
Yeah.
No, we had a great time. I kind of like the guy. It was fun. We're going to go out again. Let it go. He doesn't make enough money. He makes too much money. He works too hard.
I have never said either of those statements.
No, you haven't. No, those are just me making stuff up.
I know you are, but those are examples that are very untrue. I have been in as serious relationships as I can be in, as I've been in, with very broke and very not. And that was not a determining factor for me.
It was not a determining factor. So instead of me highlighting what the factors are, why don't you do it for me?
I don't know what they are. I really don't know what they are until I'm in it. And then the answer is like, I couldn't see myself hanging out with you a lot. That's the end of it, or they feel that way about me. I'm not always the one who's, not into it. People have been not into it on the other side, obviously. So I don't know. It's just like, can we hang out a lot? Because at the end of the day, that's what you do. You do a lot of things together.
You do. You are rather.
Oh my gosh. You're thinking too hard.
I think you start out optimistic and deliberately blind to some things.
I have done that.
And
yes.
then
Now I'm not doing that, and that's probably part of the reason. That
yeah, now you just cut to the end. It's like, I know there's going to be things I don't like about you, so I'm just going to notice those right out of the gate. There's no way I can spend that much time with you.
I don't know, man.
Like this.
I don't
understand.
understand.
I've asked you. I keep saying, it's like, well, that he seemed like a nice guy. Well, he is, but
Oh, who?
Okay. Well, I don't want to get into that.
Don't do that.
They might actually watch this.
They won't. None of them would watch. No one I've ever dated will watch this. I'm playing with my hair again.
I doubt that's true. I think they probably would. They wouldn't want you to know that they did, but I think they would. But anyway, so why is my face always so red on this thing? I have a terrible light here.
Your light's
I need to come over and sit in your place.
Hopefully it'll be.
So I could look just like you. Because we look so much alike, right?
We do look pretty similar.
There you go. Just like most kids, if you're with one parent, they're like, oh yeah, you look just like your dad, mom, depending on who you're with. Yeah. And then you do sound like your mother. I do. But anyway, sound a lot like my mother. If anybody out there, let's talk about Morgan's dating life. Here's what I want for Morgan. All right.
Oh, okay.
How about that? I just want a decent guy, a guy that gets up in the morning. He's like, yep, I got to do my things. And I think he's going to have to be a strong enough personality that when you're kind of being off the chart in one direction or another, and it could be a new number of different directions. Yeah. He's going to go, okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go on about my business.
That would be
and then
great.
when you get uptight with him, he's like, you can be uptight, but I'm going to go outside and put some hamburgers on the grill. You just be whatever. Get over yourself. I'm going to go cook something. You get over yourself. I'm going to watch some TV.
I don't think people like that exist.
I think, frankly, I think there are a lot of guys that are that way. But if you get too much into the weeds and assume the little things about them, guys are so simple. Really? Can I sit on the couch? That'd be awesome. Can I watch some TV? That'd be awesome. I'm going to go put gas in the car. And like guys are you see those people that are talking about men and women and they talk about the guys they want nothing in their box. Nothing. It's like,
wait, what?
So what are you thinking? What are you thinking about right now?
In their head.
Right. What are they talking about?
In their mind.
Like they open up the box, guys like to do one thing at a time. So they want to open up the box. That is, I'm going to fix my car, or I'm going to do something with my car. And then they want to put it in the box and put it up. Then they want to get out another box and they'll look at that and they'll do those things one at a time. But women are like, okay, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And I've got this on the list. And I got to talk to this person. Or we've got this going on. And so they've always got stuff. And guys are happy with an empty box or no box. I've got all my boxes put up on the shelf. I'm just going to sit here. And it's like, what are you going to think about? Nothing. That's the whole idea. I'm just going to go, that's a big garage door. It's nice out. I like that car.
All right.
Look at the neighbor's dog. Look what that dog's doing. That's weird. Guys like that. Maybe not all guys, but I would guess 80% of them.
All right.
I'm like that. I'm happy with that. What are you doing? Nothing. What are you thinking about?
There's a balance.
Not a lot.
Because you also need a purpose-driven life too. Viktor Frankl.
Do. And I'm sure that goes on, but I'm just saying that their guys are simple.
I hear you. I've
only told you I don't know. You could retire if you had $1 for every time I say that.
And it's an uncountable number of times.
Like I hear women talking about, well, he's like this and he did that and he's like, yeah. It's like he's really not thinking a lot of anything.
Oh man.
He's probably looking at you and saying, wow, I'm lucky. She's really pretty.
She's a pretty.
She's a pretty girl. I like her.
Yeah. Okay. I know I think we're good.
Ready to wrap it up?
I got nothing left.
If anybody out there has some charming young male that's upwardly mobile and pretty simple-minded, contact me. We'll see if we can connect them.
Although,
which is probably not going to happen because I've never liked any of the guys you've dated.
Tortures. That's the other thing. Like, excuse me, you're telling me
that I'm picky. In the end, I'm like, yeah, you know what? There's more out there. Keep searching.
I know.
He's a nice guy. I like him, but yeah, no, keep moving.
No,
moving along. Or she'll just say, I'll say, how'd that date go? Oh, it's not going to work. Oh, that's just as well. We broke up. Oh, that's just as well.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't think in the last few guys you've dated, I have not encouraged you to break up, have I?
No.
Okay.
I think yeah, maybe like 2 years, probably 2 years ago is when you started being like, oh, okay, this is this is about the age that you should be wanting to stay with somebody. You don't seem to want to stick it out. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so that was fun, and it was good to see you. And I'm going to see you very soon because you're going to help me.
That's right. What the Friday just happened.
What the Friday just happened. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for watching.
Us.
That's right. If you're so kind, we'd love it if you subscribed so you'd know when we do this, which is almost every Friday.
Yeah.
Subscribe,
follow, watch us on. If you
comments are awesome.
On YouTube, we put clips so that you don't have to watch the boring part of this. You can just watch the stuff that was funny.
You can watch the other 30 seconds.
You can watch the other. Yes, I mean honestly, that's about all I get out of it. Like, oh, there are 30 seconds there. Are fun.
Make comments. We need comments. Nothing turns us on because we'll like text each other and say, "Hey, did you see the comment somebody made?"
Yeah, that's
and it's a lot of fun. We love that. So it makes us feel more connected and engaged.
We are people.
Yep. All right. Shake and bake, baby.
Like, follow, subscribe. Shake and bake.